He's in France.
Bonjour.
At 90. Well, he has done it before. Only then, of course, they were shooting at him.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2023 comedy drama The Great Escaper. The film was directed by Oliver Parker and it stars Michael Caine, Glenda Jackson and John Standing. Now the film depicts the true life tale of Bernard Jordan, played by Michael Caine, who is a 90-year-old ex-veteran living in a retirement home with his wife Irene, played by Glenda Jackson. And he wants to go over to France to kind of celebrate or commemorate the 70th anniversary of the D-Day landings, which he was a part of in the Royal Air Force. Unfortunately, he can't get a place. All the places have gone, so they break the bad news to him and say, "I'm sorry, you can't go." But after a discussion with his wife, he decides to go anyway. So he makes his way over to France to respect those that he left behind in his own way, while back at home, his wife, Irene, has to cope with the fact that he's gone AWOL, and he becomes a minor celebrity as a result of this. Right, what are my thoughts on The Great Escaper? Well, there's a few reasons why I wanted to watch this. I just think the story is kind of like, it's one of those timeless stories that kind of, when you heard about it back in the day when it was on the news, it's one of those you think, oh, that's going to be a film one day. So it is one of those fundamentally British stories that translates really quite well in the right hands anyway to the screen. So it definitely interested me because of that. It's obviously been getting good reviews, and it's Glenda Jackson's final film, because unfortunately, rest in peace, she passed away just before this film came out, I believe. And Michael Caine has announced his retirement as a result of this film coming out, because my understanding is, I think he's basically said, well, I'm 90 now, I'm struggling a bit and I'm not going to do any better than this film as a final film. Hats off to him. What a legend. So there's lots of things going for it for this film for me. And I have to say, I thought this film was absolutely tremendous. I mean, hugely entertaining, great fun, light, emotional, poignant, beautiful. I mean, at the very heart of this is a really beautiful love story between Bernard and his wife Irene. And the film cleverly focuses obviously on them in the current timings as an elderly couple, but you also get a series of flashbacks of like when they first meet, and things like that, and him when he's out actually in the war. I mean, it doesn't go overboard with it and stuff, because I'm generally not a big fan of flashbacks, but I really do feel they added a lot to this film, and really helped, cement this truly unbreakable bond between these two people, Bernard and Irene. And I just thought it was really, really effective and emotional, this film, and also it raised a giggle here and there. It had a lot to say about the war and the D-Day landings, and so it definitely got you kind of thinking. It was very thought-provoking, very thoughtful film, and it also had you entertained as well. I mean, it just balanced it really, really beautifully, I thought, this film. And there was a really there's a lot of cracking scenes, but there's one scene that I thought was really, really poignant and interesting as well, where he goes into a bar and there's like a table full of Germans, obviously of the similar age to him. And there's a lovely moment between them that I thought was a clever thing to do, really, you know what I mean? To humanise the film, if you like. And I thought, I want to talk a little bit now about Michael Caine. And then I'm going to move on to Glenda Jackson. Because the pair of them, in my eyes, deserve to be recognised for these performances. If this is indeed Michael Caine's final performance, what a performance to go out on. I'm not sure he's been finer. I had a lump in my throat on more than one occasion watching his performance in this film. Really, really stand out. It's dialed back when it needs to be, and it's full on emotional when it needs to be, and it's funny when it needs to be. I mean, genuinely, masterclass, Michael Caine. Thank you. And then we go on to Glenda Jackson. And I'm not sure who was better in this film, Michael Caine or Glenda Jackson. Let's just say they were both on equal terms. In a perfect world, I would love to see Michael Caine get an Oscar, and I would love to see Glenda Jackson get an Oscar for her performance here. Obviously, we know she's passed, but they can still do that. We know, because she's stunning. The performance from Glenda Jackson here is stunning. Very, very moving, very charming, very funny, very witty, and just very human. They both felt like fully fleshed out, real people, and you didn't see the actors, you just saw the characters. And me personally, I think that's the biggest compliment you can give any actor, really. You don't see the actor anymore, you just see the performance and the character. And that's what both Michael Caine and Glenda Jackson did in this film. They were both powerhouse performances by the pair of them. So, you know, well done, Glenda Jackson. Rest in peace, but my goodness, you left us with this incredible performance and this wonderful, wonderful film. I would strongly recommend anybody check this film out. It's feel good, it's thought provoking, it's emotional. It's got a little bit of everything. It is one of those movies that you genuinely come out of and you'll be thinking about it afterwards, but not dwelling on it in a bad way. You'll just be thinking about what you've watched and how poignant it was and how smartly it was made and how beautiful it was at times as well. Because like I say, at the very core of this is this beautiful love story between Bernard and Irene. So yeah, I was delighted with this film. It was absolutely fabulous, and I strongly recommend anybody go and see this film. And if this is the best, you know, if this is one of the last films I see this year, this is easily one of the best films I've seen this year as well. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please click the like button. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to call back on the channel for plenty more reviews and content very, very soon.